welcome to another episode of Pause for Payments. I'm Kristy Duncan, and I'm really excited today to have Susan Warner, who's head of community engagement and founder of Girls for Tech at Mastercard, based in New York. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Today, we're going to talk about this program that you founded and run at Mastercard called Girls for Tech. I've been so looking forward to today's discussion because Girls for Tech is such a great program that you're now running around the world, and you're going to tell us more about it. We had the pleasure of watching Girls for Tech program in action back in February in Washington, D.C. Susan, can you tell us about this and share with the audience what inspired you to create this program in the first place?
Sure. Well, I'll start with kind of the background and the why we created Girls for Tech. So if you think about it, in the next 10 years, 80% of the jobs that are going to be out there will be STEM related. And we also know that 1 in 20 women pursue a career in STEM versus 1 in 5 men. That gap is only getting bigger, and it's a global problem, not just a US, literally around the globe. So here's what we know. One of the most powerful tools to create gender equality is through education. Parents and teachers who are literally on the front line right now are so important to advance STEM education in girls. We also know that role models and exposure to STEM opportunities can really make a difference in leveling the playing field. So to help fill that gap, 6 years ago, it's more than 6 years ago now, I created Girls for Tech to create the next generation of tech enthusiasts and then hopefully inspire more girls to pursue STEM careers. With our employees serving as role models and mentors, and they're so fabulous, our program focuses on payments technology. So we created fun, engaging activities in cryptology, fraud detection, AI, cybersecurity, big data, digital convergence, and more. Today, we've hosted programs in 29 countries, translated into 14 languages. Nearly 5,000 of the most amazing employees have served as mentors, and we've reached more than 1 million girls.
Wow, a win-win-win on all sides for the girls, for society, for Mastercard, for your eventual talent pipeline. It's such a great investment. That's so exciting. Susan, this program targets young girls before they even enter high school. Why is it important to get girls interested in technology at such an early age?
Oh, I think it's critical. We believe that girls need to learn about the variety of STEM careers that are out there, be exposed to them, learn more deep dives into these subjects, including payments technology and hot fields like cybersecurity and AI. I can literally say there's not a girl in the world who walks into our building saying they want to be a cyber detective or a fraud detective. They do on the way out. Now, how powerful is that? Our goals are simple. Introduce different types of STEM careers to girls. Showcase, and this is really important to us, that it takes all kinds of interests and skills to pursue a STEM career. Being enthusiastic, being friendly, being logical, being analytical, these are all great skills to have and to pursue a lifetime career in STEM. And maybe this is the most important goal for us at Mastercard. We wanted to bring our hearts and minds to work to make a difference in the lives of girls around the world. And I firmly believe that if these girls can see it, they can be it.
I love that. That's so true. And role models are really, really important piece of this. So many organizations struggle to find qualified women to fill positions in technology or innovation roles, and yet it's been proven that having women in leadership roles at organizations can significantly increase employee engagement, as well as those organizations typically file up to 20% more patent applications than companies with no women at the top. Can you share how Mastercard in particular approaches gender balance at leadership levels and what impacts this has to your business?
Oh, sure. Well, We believe that gender balance is the right and decent thing to do. 85% of the day-to-day buying decisions are made by women. So women are extremely vital to our business. We also know that if there's a 50-50 representation in the workforce, companies like ours are automatically going to build better products, services, and create better technology. That's why we've been tackling this problem head on all over the world. And we do that by creating a best place to work environment where women really want to join our company. And once they're here, we support them throughout their career journey. But there's a stumbling block, especially for companies like ours. And it goes back to that growing gender gap in STEM careers. We can't reach that 50-50 representation if we don't have girls pursuing STEM careers and deciding even at an early age that that's what they want to do. So as a leading company in payments technology, we do our part to help close that gap and create that 50-50 representation in tech careers. We're not there yet, but we're working really hard and we will accomplish it.
Well, that's awesome. And you're right, it is so important, especially when you consider that 85% of the payments are actually made by women. So to understand the customer journey at a very minimum, you need to have, equal balance, equal representation on your development teams, your product teams, your whole approach to understanding the customer journey. Awesome.
I agree.
So one of my personal idols, role models, if you will, that I can aspire to is Ann Cairns, who's Mastercard's Executive Vice Chair and focused on innovation, diversity, and inclusion. She's been a tremendous ambassador for gender equality around the world. How does her leadership as a woman influence the corporate culture at Mastercard?
Well, you've met Ann. You know she's a force of nature. And simply put, Ann and I joined Mastercard, I think around the same time. And I have to say, she has been such a powerful champion of Girls for Tech and our goal to advance STEM education for girls. She even goes to rugby matches wearing her Girls for Tech t-shirts, and she sends me snaps. So I couldn't ask for a better champion. And about 5 years ago, we were having a casual conversation together, and she leaned in and she said, "That Girls for Tech program, it's good. Now scale it up." Of course, she said it in a lovely British accent versus my Long Island, New York accent. And I took her very seriously. And that's what we've been doing ever since, is focus on scale, but also on impact. So I would say about Ann Cairns, she's been a powerful advocate for me, for our program, Girls for Tech, but a powerful advocate for women in our company and a tremendous role model.
Wow, that's so inspiring. I love the rugby story. But you've taken her advice to heart and scaled it up. Now, you talked about, can you just remind us how many countries and how many people have you put through this amazing program?
We've launched Girls for Tech in 29 countries, and we've reached over 1 million girls. And we do focus on scale, but we also focus on impact. And that's why we've created extensions of the program, such as a new cybersecurity and AI program. We've been running a 20-week Girls for Tech and Code program for the past 6 years. We also have a Girls for Tech 2.0, which is more for older girls, let's say 13 to 17, to work together in teams and collaborate and develop a new product or service based on technology. So this is how we focus on scale, but really focus on impact and deep dives into these subjects on payments technology.
Wow, so fabulous. But it's true. I read an article a few years ago in a newspaper down in Australia, and they said, if we only have, mostly men, we'll say whatever, 80 or 90% of engineering grads are men, then, sorry, closer probably to about 80%, then, and that's where all our innovation is coming from, then we're only innovating with half our population.
Right.
which is also, it's such a huge lost opportunity. So it's great to see what you're doing. I love the impact angle as well. Susan, just as a last question, you've been an advocate for women throughout your career. Can you share with our audience what career advice you would give to your 35-year-old self today?
Oh boy. Um, that's a good question. So at 35, I had two girls under the age of 5. My husband and I were both in pretty intense careers at the time, doing a lot of travel. The first thing I would say is, Susan, create this STEM program now so your girls can be part of the program too, because now they're grown and they're like, wait a minute, why didn't you develop this when we were little? So that's the first thing I'd say. And then I think the second thing, and it's cliche, but I don't dwell on the small stuff. I've now gone through to the other side, and I can tell you, so what if your kids are raised on chicken nuggets versus chicken piccata? They will survive. We learned very quickly, I learned quickly to let go of the working mom's guilt, because I can tell you my daughters today are amazing, strong, resilient professionals raised by parents who took equal responsibility in the household. My husband was at just as many Girl Scout events, if not more, than I was. And since I was 35, I would say we developed a family motto that we try to live by, all 4 of us. And I try to live by it at home and at work. And I'm going to give you some letters, GTD and MAD. And that means get things done and make a difference.
Great letters to live by. That's great. I love that. GTD, get things done, and MAD, make a difference.
Yeah.
And we can
well,
do
I
that
didn't put a curse word in there. Usually it's GSD. But I thought I'd keep it a little clean today.
But I think those are very wise, simple but wise words to live by, and we can do that both in our professional as well as our personal lives. I apply both
I agree.
equally. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Susan. It's been great speaking with you and hearing about your Girls for Tech program and what you're doing and how you're actually making an impact around the world. It's been a fascinating discussion, and I'm sure will resonate with our audience. So thank you very much, Susan.
Oh, thank you for having me again. I really appreciate this, guys.
It's been awesome. I'm going to encourage all of our audience to join us online for this, as well as other Pause for Payments episodes, where we listen to inspiring women like Susan from around the world talking about what's going on in the world of payments and careers. So thanks everybody for listening.